The moment you enter a room, people are already trying to read you. They scan your face, measure your tone, interpret your silences, and while they do this unconsciously based on fear, desire, or insecurity, Machiavelli did it with purpose, with surgical intent. He believed that power is not only about what you say or do, it's about how fast you can see through others. To manipulate someone, you must understand them. To protect yourself, you must predict them. To dominate them, you must read them before they realize they've been seen. Machiavelli knew that the surface is never the truth. Every smile could be a performance, every handshake a threat, every compliment a test. So he built tactics, not guesses. 14 psychological tactics designed to read anyone's character, motive, and hidden weakness instantly. The first tactic is to watch how they treat the invisible. Forget how they treat you. That's easy to fake. Instead, watch how they treat the one they think doesn't matter, like the waiter, the intern, or the person with no power. Machiavelli taught that power corrupts weak minds silently, and when someone believes they're safe to reveal their true nature, they'll always show you how they plan to treat you once your value drops. Respect toward the powerless is a more accurate signal of character than kindness toward equals, because there's no incentive to fake it. The second tactic is to silence them, then watch their mask slip. Insecurity thrives in sound. People fill silences not because they enjoy talking, but because they fear being seen without distraction. If you want to read someone quickly, speak less than them. Say nothing. Pause longer. Make your silence louder than their words. Within moments, they will overshare, try to impress, betray their fears, and reveal their motives. Silence is not absence, it's pressure. And under pressure, people reveal what they never intended to say. The third tactic is to offer them nothing and see what they do. This is one of Machiavelli's most brutal tactics. Give them no approval, no affection, no benefit, just your presence, detached and unreadable. Why? Because people will always treat you based on what they can extract. When you offer nothing, you see their default programming. Do they grow colder? They were only warm for gain. Do they try harder? They're insecure and crave approval. Do they stay neutral? They have emotional control and might be dangerous. The less you give, the more they reveal. The fourth tactic is to interrupt their control pattern. Some people speak in polished scripts. They've rehearsed charm, vulnerability, even honesty to manage how others see them. Machiavelli knew this kind of person is the hardest to read unless you break the script. How? Ask a question they don't expect. Interrupt their joke with silence. Respond to flattery with suspicion. Change the subject when they're building momentum. When their performance is interrupted, they stumble. And in that stumble, you see who they really are. The fifth tactic is to test their loyalty with small losses. Don't wait for a betrayal to learn someone's loyalty. Engineer the test. Say no to a small request. Deny them a favor they expected. Withhold attention for a brief time. Then watch. Do they remain respectful? Or do they begin to criticize, distance themselves, or gossip? Machiavellian minds understand loyalty isn't how people act when they win. It's how they react when they feel denied. The smallest no will reveal the largest truth. The sixth tactic is to measure their focus, not their words. People lie, but their focus doesn't. While they talk, observe what they pay attention to. Do their eyes dart toward powerful people? They crave status. Do they ignore low-status individuals? They respect only advantage. Do they check their phone while speaking with you? You're a placeholder, not a priority. Do they mimic your expressions? They're trying to gain favor. Machiavelli didn't listen to words. He tracked attention. Because attention is investment, and where they place it tells you everything they value and everything they don't. The seventh tactic is to mention a weakness you invented. Tell them something small and untrue about yourself. Something that sounds like a flaw, like, I tend to overthink things, or I used to be too trusting, or I'm not always good with confrontation. Then observe. If they exploit it, weaponizing your words later, mocking or using it against you, they're opportunistic. If they ignore it, they're either respectful or cautious. If they reveal a real weakness of their own, they want connection and feel safe. By creating a fictional vulnerability, you test their true reaction to weakness without risking anything real. The eighth tactic is to make them wait. There's no faster way to read someone's level of entitlement than to delay your response. Text back late. Be vague on scheduling. Take longer than expected to give them something. Entitled people panic, guilt trip, or get passive-aggressive. Patient people adapt and hold steady. Machiavelli didn't just look for loyalty, he looked for resilience. Because the impatient are the first to turn toxic when things no longer go their way, time exposes temperament. The ninth tactic is to see who they copy. Everyone copies someone, consciously or not. Their tone, their style, their mannerisms. Machiavelli believed that you can decode a person's ambition by studying their idol. If they mimic the powerful, they crave control. If they mimic the popular, they want attention. If they mimic the virtuous, they desire moral superiority. The person someone emulates is the person they secretly wish to be. And once you see who they mirror, you know what they're chasing. The 10th tactic is to trigger envy and watch the face flicker. Say something subtle that elevates you, like a recent win, an opportunity, or a compliment someone else gave you. Then watch their face closely. Is the smile too tight? Do they redirect the conversation instantly? Do they suddenly downplay your achievement? That's envy. And envy, according to Machiavelli, is the most dangerous emotional signal because it always precedes sabotage. Envy doesn't shout, it flickers. And once you see it, you never unsee it. The 11th tactic is to ask what they hate. Forget what they love. That's easy to fake. Ask instead, what kind of people do you dislike? Or, what kind of behavior do you hate in others? Because the answer is rarely about others, it's a mirror. The things people say they despise usually reflect their own suppressed traits. Those who claim to hate arrogance are often quietly arrogant. Those who claim to hate dishonesty are often skilled liars. Those who claim to hate weakness are secretly terrified of being seen as weak. In judgment, you find confession. The 12th tactic is to look at what makes them break eye contact. Direct eye contact is power, but what breaks it is truth. Mention certain topics like money, status, shame, past failures, or power dynamics and track their gaze. The eyes will twitch, shift, or drop the moment something hits too close. Machiavelli understood the eyes aren't just the window to the soul, they're the exit door of suppressed emotions. What makes the eyes flee reveals what the mind fears most. Tactics 13 and 14 are the most revealing of all, the ones Machiavelli himself used to protect thrones, navigate betrayals, and puppet the minds of those around him. When you use them, you don't just read someone, you control how they see you. The final two tactics aren't about observing others, they're about manipulating their perception of you to draw out their truth. Because while the weak try to read others by chasing answers, Machiavelli provoked answers to come to him. He built tension, not trust. He didn't ask, he triggered. These last tactics are designed to expose a person's true operating system, not by watching, but by setting the scene. The 13th tactic is to become the mirror they can't look away from. Most people walk through life wearing a mask. They perform, they charm, they pretend. But Machiavelli discovered that when you mirror a person's tone, posture, or language back at them, slowly, subtly, without overdoing it, you trigger something deep, unconscious self-recognition. They see themselves in you, and what they do next reveals exactly what they're hiding. For instance, mirror their casual tone. Do they get more intense as if trying to dominate you? Mirror their confidence. Do they pull back? Unsure how to handle it? Mirror their insecurity. Do they become superior, even mocking? By acting as their reflection, you create psychological friction. Most will not notice, but their instincts will respond, and that response tells you whether they're authentic, defensive, or manipulative. The more someone shifts when they see their own energy returned, the more they were performing in the first place. The 14th tactic is to disarm them with respect before you strike with observation. The average person expects judgment, so they come armed with excuses, defensive, filtered, guarded. But Machiavelli's genius was to begin with unexpected respect, compliment their intelligence, acknowledge something they've achieved, validate something they said, even if you don't fully believe it. Why? Because when you give someone psychological safety, they lower their guard. And then you ask the real question, the one they're not